Bruno Fernandes, major update emerges on United star's future. Manchester United skipper Bruno Fernandes created history this season by registering the most assists for the club over a Premier League campaign. The Portuguese superstar broke David Beckham's record in the process and now has 16 assists to his name in the league. The 31-year-old will also have his eyes on the Premier League record of 20 assists in a season, set by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. Fernandes has registered 106 goals and 103 assists in 320 appearances, and is only the third player after Wayne Rooney and Ryan Giggs to register 100 goals and 100 assists for the Red Devils. In a season marred by managerial turmoil, Fernandes has once again been the Red Devils' talisman and has been leading from the front. The Portuguese maestro has been United's go-to man since arriving at the Theatre of Dreams from Sporting in January 2020. However, the player's contract expires in just over a year, and his future remains subject to speculation at the moment. Fernandes was heavily linked with an exit from Old Trafford at the beginning of this season, but the move never materialised. With the Portuguese due to turn 32 at the beginning of next season, rumours of a possible exit refuse to subside. Fernandes has displayed once again this season that he remains at the peak of his powers, with his ability to decide games unmatched across the Premier League. The Portuguese has registered 8 goals and 17 assists in 30 appearances across competitions for the Red Devils, all but one of which have been starts. Fernandes may have missed 3 games due to a hamstring injury this season, but his fitness record at Old Trafford has been second to none. During his 6.5 seasons at the club, the player has missed just 6 games due to injuries. Recent reports, however, have suggested that United are ready to tie their talismanic skipper down to a new deal. However, it now appears that not everyone at United believes the Portuguese deserves a new deal. According to Court Offside, United are divided behind the scenes over Fernandes' future. A source with knowledge of the situation told journalist Mark Bruss, some people at United are concerned that this year could be ideal timing-wise to sell Fernandes, but that's an incredibly difficult sell, as it would have been if Liverpool decided not to keep Salah this time last year. There's also Fernandes himself, who knows he's going to have massive offers from Saudi clubs, so even if United want him to stay, they might decide there's not much point fighting too hard to keep a player whose head has been turned. Bruss adds that Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain PSG are keeping tabs on Fernandes, while he also has admirers in the Middle East. My information remains that Bayern Munich and Paris Saint-Germain are keen on the Portugal international, as I reported back in February, but a move to the Saudi Pro League is probably more realistic. As Bruno Fernandes closes in on the Premier League assist record, football writer Alex Keeble looks at whether this might be the single most creative campaign in the competition's history. It is certainly a new peak for Manchester United's captain, whose creative genius sometimes gets lost among bigger stories at Old Trafford, but who, for 7 years now, has been one of the best playmakers in the world. Nevertheless, this season, and particularly under Michael Carrick, Fernandes has gone up a notch, exhibited by his sensational March, which saw him win the AR Sports Player of the Month award for a 6th time. Fernandes on course to break the assist record. On 16 assists, Fernandes is 4 short of the all-time Premier League record of 20, shared by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne. And given that he's averaging an assist every 1.75 matches, he's set to equal it if he plays in each of United's final 7 fixtures. But Fernandes is accelerating. Since Carrick's appointment in January, Fernandes has 8 assists in 10 Premier League games, a ratio that puts him on track for another 5, which would set a record. Another revealing statistic shows Fernandes tops the charts for intentional assists, which Opta defines as a deliberate action aiming to create a goal, rather than a rebounded shot or clumsy touch, for example. Fernandes has produced 15 this season, almost triple the next best. But to really appreciate the scale of Fernandes' creativity this season, take a look at this graphic detailing chances created and open play chances created when compared with every other player in the Premier League. His position on the graph illustrates how far above everyone else he has been in 2025-26. Even if Fernandes doesn't get the assist record, we might still call this one of the most creative campaigns in history, because his 101 chances created, including assists, puts him within just 13 of the Premier League top 10 for chances created across a season. Fernandes is already joint fourth in that chart with 119 in 2020-23. We see this in some of his best clips of the campaign. Granted, the beautiful volley assist for Harry Maguire against Liverpool and the slide pass for Benjamin Sesko against West Ham United came under Amorim, but most of Fernandes' greatest actions have taken advantage of Carrick's instruction to move in straight lines, improvise and go direct. Most notably, the disguised reverse ball that released Bryan Mbeumo against Manchester City capitalised on a counter-attack. The remarkable spin and cross that broke Fulham's resolve spoke to a new freedom. And the piercing through ball from Matheus Cunha's goal against Aston Villa was pure Carrick ball.